Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Get Down to Business, this show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. As always, go to my website, shalomklein.com. You can find out so many more tips, advice, and information. One of the best tips and advice that I can share with you comes from my friend, the guru of health insurance, our returning guest, Tom
Hello.
Miroballi. Tom, welcome to the program.
Hello, and welcome in. Thank you for having me back. How's things going?
Absolutely. The guru himself. I am well. Thank you. And you and I were just talking offline about some of the calls that you receive. As always, you remain busy trying to help everybody that calls in from AM 560. I think you'd help anybody, but I think you probably give VIP treatment to anybody that calls in and says that they heard about you on Get Down to Business. But let's jump right into the nuts and bolts over here. Health insurance continues to be something that you don't prioritize until you realize how desperate you are. So let's talk about some of those calls that are coming into the Tom Miroballi hotline. Tom, how have you been helping people these days?
Well, yesterday I had a fellow who claims he had some basal cell skin cancer, and I told him on the short-term plans with United Healthcare Golden Rule that there's a 5-year look back. And he said, yeah, but there's nothing really malignant about it. There's no melanoma, blah, blah, blah. And I said, it's been diagnosed as skin cancer. So, I said, I will call you back. And I called the company. And sure enough, they said, no, it's a present condition. So we cannot insure him for the reason that he has a skin cancer. So I called him right back. And I said, unfortunately, the only plan that you can go to is the Affordable Care Act. And he says, that's so expensive and blah, blah, blah. And not all doctors take it. And I said, I'm not going to take an application for you without, telling you that you're going to get declined because that's what the insurance company just told me. And I don't go to other insurance carriers. I mean, I do represent 3-4 other short-term major medical carriers for the short-term plans. But yeah, why? I mean, if the leader of the company of the short-term plans, United Healthcare Golden Rule, is going to say, no, we're not going to take you because you actively have basal cell skin cancer, don't go to anybody else because they're just going to tell you no also. Because once it's on your Medical Information Bureau report, MIB is the symbol for the shortness of the Medical Information Bureau report. Once it's on there, it's on there. So if you sign up for a program thinking you're going to fool the insurance company and all of a sudden, voila, you have a claim, the only thing that the insurance company is going to do is they're going to refund all your premiums.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all kidding aside, that's why we call you the guru, because you take the time to really help your clients with their needs. And obviously, you are a Chicago-based business, and as you said,
Yes.
you work with several providers. But you have you pride yourself on helping folks that have had trouble getting approval in the past. You can almost always help them find coverage for a lower price than they could expect elsewhere, and that includes HSA insurance needs and everything. So we're having this conversation in the middle to the end of August 2021. How have things changed? How have things changed in the midst of COVID with any of the calls that you're receiving? And obviously, I know a lot of people that have made changes in their professional lives. They may have shifted jobs. They may have had that moment of reflection of maybe I wasn't so happy doing what I was doing before. Maybe I'm going to get started on my own in business. What are some of those calls that you're receiving, and how has that need changed?
Well, the need has basically changed to the point of if we have an afflicted person, let's say we have a family of 5 people. Now, mom and dad, they're working out of the house. They don't have to go to the office, but they may have been let go, and now they're in their own business. So now they go and have their self-entrepreneurship, and we get them a health insurance program, which is substantially much less than the group plans. Now, if, let's say, mom, dad, or one of the children have a pre-existing condition, I take that person or persons and put them on the Affordable Care Act. And let's say the dad has insulin-dependent diabetes. He won't get the short-term major medical plans that we offer with no maternity coverage. He would go on the Affordable Care Act, but only himself. He doesn't have to take the rest of the family with. And you're saving thousands of dollars per month by doing what I just said. Take the afflicted person, put them on the Affordable Care Act, and then let's call it, in this case, mom and the 3 kids. Mom is the applicant, and the 3 children are the dependents, and we put them on a short-term major medical. They save thousands of dollars in premiums and thousands of dollars in deductible expense.
Absolutely, and we are. It's crazy to think this, but we are now at the bottom half of the 2021 calendar. So, are there any deadlines that our listeners should be aware of as it relates to health insurance enrollment? Are there any dates that people should be looking at and resources that people should be doing their due diligence to get up to speed on?
Well, everybody is different, and everybody has their own set of circumstances. So we cannot, and this is very unfortunate for me to say this, we cannot count on Washington, because even the leaders at the major insurance carriers that I represent, they have no direction from Washington. So the administration, the current administration, Biden administration, has no idea what they are doing. The only thing that they did do is they raised, and this goes back a couple of months ago, they raised the amount of money up to $106,000 that an individual can make and still receive a premium tax credit. And a premium tax credit is a subsidy paid by we, the taxpayers. An individual making $106,000, that's a lot of money, and then they get subsidized on their health insurance? Really? Okay. Now, next is that as far as Washington is concerned, they're saying, maybe September we're going to stop the open enrollment. Maybe October. Yeah, it's probably going to last to the end of the year. I cannot get direction from Blue Cross. I can't get direction from United Healthcare, because they are not getting direction from Washington. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So again, I'm chatting with health insurance guru Tom Miroballi, who prides himself on that focus on customer service, taking calls. I know you and I joke all the time, Tom. You don't answer the call 24 hours a day, but you receive the calls 24 hours a day, and in the very rare 30-minute power nap that you take at night. If folks call you and leave you a message, I know you get back to them right away. So I want to make sure our listeners know where they can get a hold of you and your team. Can you share website and contact information?
Well, my telephone number is 630-33477. Again, that's 630-863-3477. And they can email me at tmiroballi@yahoo.com, tmiroballi@yahoo.com, or healthplanschicago.com is the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Healthplanschicago.com. And you have a wealth of knowledge and information on that website. And again, lots of ways for our listeners to get in touch with Tom Miroballi, an independent agent, and more importantly, the guru of everything health insurance. Tom, appreciate you always coming on the air, sharing your expertise with our listeners, and come back real soon.
Love to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me, and you be safe.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And be sure to get on my website, shalomklein.com. That's where you can download the podcast from the past 8+ years of shows all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And speaking of podcasts, get on your favorite podcast app, whether it's Apple, Google, Spotify, Pandora, and you can subscribe and make sure you rate, review, and share. It really does make a difference and makes it easier for people to find more of the tips, advice, and information that we share on the program. And speaking of tips, coming up after the headlines, after this quick break, I'll be sharing some tips on 10 effective email marketing tips that your small business can use and put into practice immediately right away. And be sure to check out our friends, our sponsors, of course, healthplanschicago.com. You just heard from Tom Miroballi, as well as Irina Freeman from Chicago Signature Limo. You can find out more about her services at ChicagoSignatureLimo.com for all of your transportation needs in Chicago, the suburbs, and beyond. Again, a quick break. And while you are on the break, make sure you're clicking rate, review, and share on the Get Down to Business podcast, as well as We All Serve, where I speak with military leaders about leadership lessons learned while they have been in uniform. Quick break. We'll be right back.